Polygon co-founder Sandeep Nailwal has launched a Web3 Fellowship program, which he says he will commit $500,000 of his personal capital to each year. Joining us now is Sandeep. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me here. Very excited, as always. Yeah.
We are excited to chat to you too. So let's talk about this fellowship. It's being launched with Symbolic Capital to help early stage builders jump from Web 2 to Web 3. Tell us about the gaps that you're trying to fill.
Yeah. So basically, I've been some of the great entrepreneurs I've met in my life, and especially growing up in India, who have done great work. I think many of them had like this interaction with Peter Thiel Fellowship and all that, and there was nothing like that for Web3, right? And the thing is that with this kind of fellowship, my particular intention was also that the way it was very difficult for me, and I, as you're showing that tweet, I also said that, for me, it was very, very difficult to take that first leap of faith, because I didn't have a kind of a backup mechanism to support my family or anything like that. And as I've said multiple times, if it wasn't for my wife to kind of at that time push me and then say that it's fine, whatever comes, we'll see together, I would not have been able to start my entrepreneurial journey like 6-7 years back. So this kind of situation is there for a lot of people who are talented, who want to do something. But they have some sort of either they have family responsibilities, or they even in their mind they have some sort of financial risk or something like that. This is there to kind of give them that financial cushion that, okay, let's start somewhere, and then let's see how it goes. So that's the whole purpose. And there are a lot of I know some of the best minds, some of my friends, which I know they are not into the entrepreneurship because they just couldn't take that leap of faith, give themselves that 6 to 12 months that, okay, let me try it out. So this is that nudge.
So Sandeep, welcome back. One thing, of course, is that, and you kind of alluded to this when you talked about as you started, and you sort of have to have that leap of faith, and you're thinking outside the conventional box, right? You're thinking, and I hate to use that kind of cliche, but sometimes it takes a faith that whatever you're doing that's a little bit different than the rest of the market, that the rest of that you will do it and it will succeed. Nonetheless, now here you are, you're starting this foundation. What kind of things will get funded? And do you fear that you might actually miss some of those things as well, ironically, as you do this sort of thing? Because what would fall outside of that box, and what would be a little bit too different even for the foundation?
Yeah, I mean, see, this is a program I want to run, lifelong. This is not a 1-year program. I want to do it every year. And, this program is not focused on, hitting the bullseye or anything like that. If it misses few domains in the market, it's perfectly fine. What I want to do with this is enable 10 individuals and get them that additional push so that they can take a leap of faith on themselves, right? This is the main thing here, is that I want for those people, of course, there's a selection mechanism and all that, but this is for the people who are there, who are just stuck, not able to take that final leap of faith on themselves. So it doesn't matter about it. It's not dependent on the market, where they will go and all that. Of course, I would like to focus it on the things where, let's say, DeFi, NFT-Fi, which are kind of look like ripe for a lot of innovation to be driven through. But then if there is a really, really good person and they want to do, anything different also, I'm happy to consider them in this particular fellowship. So if we miss some segments of the markets, it's perfectly fine. I hope that was the question you were asking.
Yeah,
missing some of the target. Okay.
Sandeep, your story to where you're sitting right here in front of us now is one that's quite remarkable. Is there one part of your story that is a driving factor in you wanting to support 10 individuals each year, for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the most driving factor is like, my experience of life itself. Like, I mean, I am 34 today, right? And almost turning 35 now. And, I could start my entrepreneurial journey only 7 years back. So that is like 28 years of age. I was not able to, like, my circumstances, or you could say like, I was not able to, like, fully take that, leap of faith, somehow managing it. And I was like maybe scared of some things and all that. And in 7 8 years I could make it this far. So imagine, like, there are so many people, and especially from the background I come from, I know a lot of people around me, even some of my best friends from my college and all that. They are very, very good. Like, I consider them much better than myself, as batchmates, right? They are much smarter. Their clarity of thought is much better than me, and they can be really great entrepreneurs, but they are just stuck in some you can say sometimes real or sometimes virtual risk in their mind, that, oh, like, what if this goes wrong, what if this goes wrong. I want to tell them that this is the point. Like, take it for 6 to 12 months. You can go back to your job. If it doesn't work out, you can go back to your job, but try this out, like, and maybe and believe in yourself, and maybe you'll make it. So I would say this is like, the part I want to kind of solve is for me, who was like 18-year-old and or 19-year-old when I first started had my first business idea, and could not take it through because I just didn't have the resources. It's basically, you can say in a way I'm doing it for my own like 19-year-old. And if you know some of the people, I always keep telling them that maybe I could have been at this place, like, or where I am today, like maybe at 26 27 years of age, because this is the exact thing I wanted to do always, all my time, all my life, but I could only start at 28
Well,
29 years of age.
Sandeep, you see, it sounds like you know a lot of very smart people who don't like taking risks. Have you thought of hiring them?
Yes, of course. Like multiple times, hiring them, incubating them, and I have done that. Like, I have like a lot of people, a lot of friends I've brought into crypto, and they are now like sometimes some of them are senior engineers, and then have a fairly rewarding careers. Like, but I could do it for computer science guys, because they think that, okay, this is new technology, it excites them and all that. But a lot of business side people, I've not been able to get them fully. Only few of them I've been able to help incubate.
Sandeep, Symbolic Capital is part of this. I know that Symbolic Capital raised $50 million for the fund last year. Outside of the fellowship, how are you thinking about allocating funds? It's a bear market. Have you kind of paused on that? Are you going to focus on the fellowship? Like, where's the money going?
Yeah, so I think with Symbolic Capital, the best thing, like, that's why I reached out to them for running this program also, because actually more than Symbolic, they are like to funnel the good teams, early stage teams, into the Symbolic Capital. What they have started doing is, and especially the all credit goes to my other co-founder Kenzie Wang on that he's also an ex YC alum, and he's trying to create an accelerator, or you can say a cohort based system, where he's getting the best startups, like 8 in every cohort, and then helping them, and some of them which do really well, then Symbolic Capitals put early stage capital in them. I think that strategy is working out very, very well, and some of them have like raised their next rounds at like 5x 10x the valuations that Symbolic Capital came in. And especially the most important thing I am seeing there is, like, again, as I said, Kenzie, and there is like another team member, like Sam Lehman, like he's also really, really like founder focused. I think the DNA the Symbolic Capital team is building is exactly what, because I don't want to be a VC, like, to be honest, like, I mean, that money part and all that is not that exciting. I would rather do some other like, later on, if that was the reason, like, it's much better to start a new company or ventures and make valuations over there and whatnot. But as a venture capital, money is not that much of a motivation. The motivation is that to actually build this founder centric setup. Like, I don't even want to call it a fund or an accelerator, just like a founder centric founder helper group, where this groups become, this Symbolic Capital or Beacon becomes their first go-to people. Like if founder has any problem whatsoever, forget it about business, personal, whatever it is, they feel okay to reach out. It's very, very hard. It might sound very simple, but it's very hard to create this cohort like time after time. But I think that DNA that team has built, I'm really happy and I'm proud of that, the way team is doing. And then those deployments, as you asked, where is the money going? The deployments are coming out of these really good Beacon projects right now. That's where mostly we are investing right now.
All right. And lastly, in March, we talked about Polygon releasing its ZK EVM beta. There have been a bunch of chains, layer 2s, launching ZK EVMs. How are you thinking about competing in the space that is seeming more and more crowded, let's say?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really the best sign actually, because if you even if you go by some of the statements Vitalik has also made, like everybody believes that long-term ZK is the future. ZK-based scaling is the future for Ethereum. And the fact is that everybody believed that the ZK EVMs will not be able to make it to production, like at least 2 to 5 years. It will take 2 to 5 years, but here we are in 2023, and Polygon has a stage 1 ZK rollup. And I think like that shipping mentality, I think we have very we are very, very lucky that we have leaders in Polygon who are very shipping oriented. And Jordi is an epitome of that, researchers, developer, but shipping focused. We are not there to just build some sand castles year after year, saying, okay, this is really great new technology. We want technology to be shipped, and we want the technology to be used. And on that spirit, I think we are very, very happy and fortunate that somehow with some of the big breakthroughs that happen in the ZK technology, we were able to reach here. And the goal from here, like currently, if you see, I think talk to any ZK EVM researchers, everybody will tell you that the Polygon ZK EVM is the most advanced in terms of its technology, advanced in terms of maturity also. Like not only in terms of tech, but also maturity. It's fully audited. There is no other ZK EVM which is live in production who's multiple times audited. And as Vitalik said in EdCon, you might have seen that Vitalik said that ZK EVM is the only rollup, including all ZK and optimistic rollups, which is at the stage 1 training wheels maturity level. So we are very happy, and then grateful that some of those breakthroughs and the research from our team internally and external people we was able to contribute to this fast shipping of our ZK EVM. But then the path is very, very long, and where we need to keep working and get more developers on ZK EVM working on that.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. That's Polygon co-founder Sandeep Nailwal.